so scared for Cardi B, y'all, because every time I see Stephon Diggs, all I can think about is that video of the interviewer asking all of his teammates, who on the team would you least like to date your sister? And every last one of them said him.
Dalvin, what guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
What the hell? Diggs.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Oh, Stephon Diggs.
This team would you least like to date your sister?
Least I could date my sister, Diggs. 100%.
This team you least like to date your sister, and I might add, you're starting to be the runaway favorite for this.
But nobody want me to date this sister. I'm a great guy.
When it comes to the dating world, do you know what kind of scary creatures are crawling around in an NFL locker room? And every last one of them agreed that you were the one they'd least like to date their sister? Oh, hell no. Let's go back to COVID. Get 6 feet back.
And I genuinely thought Cardi B was not pregnant until the recent events. And you know, this whole thing has taught me one thing consistently, and each time I follow celebrity news, I'm like, yeah, this is probably the reason you should never really take into focus other people's business. Other people's business are never your business. They are their own. You should mind your own business and then focus on yourself. And I feel like everybody now has an opinion about this girl, this grown-ass woman who's capable of making her own life choices. And as if we had to zoom, the only reason people are even commenting the way they comment about Cardi B, it is because she's a public figure. Some of them are doing the worst. It's just that yours is not in the spotlight. Because had you been in the spotlight, you would be doing worse than what she's doing. You know that. So, interestingly so, for me, I don't have anything to add because people date people like Stephon Diggs. There's always going to be another lady in upper ranking, lower classes, dating Stephon Diggs. Even the average women like Stephon Diggs. Okay? So I feel like I'm not about to coach people about what they should or shouldn't do about their lives, especially if they are grown-ass people, because ain't no way I'm literally doing that with grown people. I'm not doing that. People should be responsible for themselves. This video is not gonna be long, so let me know your thoughts, what you think. But for me, I think it's time for me to just mind my business. But unfortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, I'm a YouTuber and I have to report on things and I have to make reactions on videos. But for me personally, I genuinely don't care about Cardi B and her life. I really don't care who's the fifth father, who's the fourth, whatever. I really do not care. It's a life choice, and I think it's teaching us one absolute fact. Mind your business, focus on your music, and Beyonce said this best. Buy my music. Don't come into my life and try telling me what to do. I mean, Beyonce is a typical example of dating a player for over 15 years. So she's not the only one. She's not the only one. Not everybody's going to have a Ciara and Russell Wilson. It's just that.
The bodega baddie herself just announced that she is pregnant. I'm talking about Cardi B and her NFL boyfriend, Stephon Diggs. And this is the thing. I hope for her sake that she has not found Offset 2.0, because I distinctly remember an interview of people interviewing Stephon's teammates, and they were all asked, who's the one guy on the team that you would never want to date your sister? And all of them said Stephon.
On this team would you least like to date your sister?
Oh, Stephon Diggs.
This team would you least like to date your sister?
Least I could date my sister, Diggs. 100%.
This team would you least like to date your sister? And I might add, You're starting to be the runaway favorite for this.
Well, nobody want me to do this. I'm a great guy.
The NFL locker room is the epitome of locker room talk, so I'm sure they have bragged about all kinds of escapades they have had with women, and that's who Cardi picked. Although Offset was moving like a single man almost the entirety of their marriage, it was Cardi's time to finally be a single woman, and she's already locked down. I just hope for her sake that she's not making a permanent decision with a temporary person. The internet is tired of watching Cardi throw up, cry, slide down the wall, and fight the air about how a man has done her wrong. At some point, you gotta take some accountability and some responsibility for selecting the same kind of man over and over and over again. Offset was a habitual cheater. And this guy has a past of cheating too. But for some reason, you're drawn to this kind of man. You will get the same test over and over and over again until you pass. He'll have a different name and a different face, but the test will be the same.
Cardi B is pregnant. The same Cardi B that wants to reboot her career and go on tour. The same Cardi B who has 3 kids behind her from a fuck-ass named Offset, one of whom is 1 year old, is pregnant. I need women to remember that not every relationship requires a souvenir. You can lay with a man, have all your fun, but let it just be that. Because 4 kids and you want to go on tour, you want to reboot your career. Look, I get it. Mothers can do a lot. But when you have 4 kids, there is something that is going to give. And mind you, it's not like this man is Russell Wilson, ready to like saddle up and be a good partner and be a good parent and do. He just had a baby with another woman in April. And Cardi B is pregnant with his child now. You need to remember that not all women have it all together. There are some women that you will look at and say, oh my God, she's so successful in her career. And you think that applies to her personal life, but her personal life is in fucking shambles. My cousin is an example of that. I just went to her wedding. Now my cousin makes bank in her job. She's very successful, but personally, in her personal life is a dummy. And I put Cardi in that same category because this man literally was so nonchalant, so blasé when an interview said, ooh, pregnancy rumors. He said, oh yeah, I heard that, and moved on to the next thing. It was like, next question. If I am pregnant by anyone, know that it's a mistake. But 2, also know that he better be so chalant that there are no more chalants left. To be nonchalant about the baby that you are having with anybody it's sickening to me. Do not let pregnancy put you back in your career. And I'm not saying that it should. I think it's very unfair, but you will look at what will happen to Cardi's career now. It is going to stall. It is going to delay because working with someone who has a deadline, who has a big job ahead of them, having a baby takes you out. It's a lot of work. There are things that involve. You are sleep deprived. You are not on your game. You cannot tour. You cannot dance. You cannot do all of the things that you would have done when in your non-pregnant state. It's a reality. It's just the truth. And I also believe that pregnant women should be kicking their feet up and relaxing. But Cardi has said she is ready to move on and shake off the lawsuits, shake off the dust of Offset, and then she sidles right up to this Stefan character who's so nonchalant about getting her pregnant and also just had babies with another woman. Make it make sense. When I say the sentence and it comes out of my mouth, I think, what the fuck? Ladies, you need to protect your womb like it is the Holy Grail, like it is $1 million and you have to keep that secret. Protect your wombs because it will not affect him as bad it will affect Cardi. He will still have his sports career. His job will be completely unaffected by him impregnating someone else. Cardi, on the other hand, is going to be tired. She is going to be pregnant. If she has any complications, all of that could derail her hopes of reviving her career, putting out some music, and going on tour. Do not get excited by being with someone new and forget your standards. Because, again, this man is not a Russell Wilson. You could tell that just by looking at him. And I'm sad because, again, it's like another baddie down, diva down. And not to say pregnancy puts you down, but when it comes to your career, make no bones about it, it absolutely does. And so we have yet another cautionary tale of a successful woman who is ready to take that success back and put it back in her hand, derailed by a man and a pregnancy. It's another sad story.